Gran Turismo Sport, or GTS for short. For decades, those three letters have been key to unlocking even more performance from Porsche's most prized models. And for the 2021 Porsche Cayenne GTS, that means the installation of a new turbocharged V8 engine. Let's check it out.
Over the years, the fabled GTS badge has graced some of Porsche's most decorated models, and nowadays it is a staple across the entire portfolio. For 2021, the Cayenne GTS squeezes neatly between the Cayenne S and Cayenne Turbo in terms of performance. With a 20mm lower ride height than its donor car, sports exhaust, dynamic damper control, 3-stage air suspension and mammoth disc brakes that measure 390mm up front.
Now this is the major talking point, the new 4-litre twin-turbo V8 engine with 338 kilowatts and 620 newton meters. Now for reference, that's 14 kilowatts and 20 newton meters more than the 3.6-litre Turbo 6 predecessor. It correlates with a faster 0 to 100 time of 4.8 seconds or 4.5 seconds if you have the optional Sport Chrono Pack fitted.
It's not just horsepower that's gone up either. The GTS is $35,000 dearer than before, with the regular wagon driven here starting at $192,000 before on-road costs. The sportier Cayenne Coupe GTS adds a $5,300 premium. With that said, the new pricing means you can now get into a V8 powered Cayenne for $70,000 less than before.
Inside, that premium gets you plenty of Alcantara at the contact points and nice dark brushed aluminium as well. There's a lot of technology and safety as you'd expect for this price point, and equally the presentation is first class, as it would want to be for a $200,000 SUV. In terms of interior packaging, the main drawbacks really stem from the Cayenne's sporty profile. The rear door openings are a bit tighter than some like-minded SUVs, and the boot space is relatively cramped as well. But if you wanted to make the sporty SUV work for the family, well, I reckon you could argue that it does that. Now, a lot of those points are immaterial when you turn the V8 engine over because, let's be honest, that is the real talking point for the Cayenne GTS. And what a driveline it is, rich in power, rich in noise, and rich in theatre as well. Of course, the real barometer for performance with this engine is the 0 to 100 time of 4.5 seconds. But what I find even more relatable is the way in which the engine makes its power and torque. You get peak torque from just 1600 RPM. You get an 8-speed automatic transmission that happily facilitates all of that grunt, and you have an all-wheel drive system that links the entire system together and works regardless of what kind of conditions you're in. Subjectively, there's the engine noise as well. It really does just make you feel special from the driver's seat. And if you can't tell, I'm a massive fan.
While the GTS cannot match the more expensive BMW X6M or Mercedes AMG GLE 63 in terms of outright power, it more than makes up for that dynamically. There is a true lightness and balance on show for a 2200 kilogram SUV, with an ability to hunker down through corners like no other.
For me, the ride and handling balance of the Cayenne GTS is spot on. Performance attributes aside, that air suspension does a great job of isolating occupants inside the cabin from what's going on outside, and road noise and wind noise are adequately suppressed inside as well. It does a really good job of soaking up bumps on B-grade roads and highways, and even when you do come across a harsher obstacle, it's reflected inside the cabin accordingly with no crashing or jarring. So that is to say, the Cayenne GTS retains its composure at all times. From a performance standpoint, press on and it simply does as advertised. Brilliantly weighted steering, excellent body control, and a level of finesse that really lends this car capability outside of public roads. You could put it on a circuit and I think you'd find it'd be right at home. In short, it is an incredible machine dynamically, and it really revels with the installation of that new V8 powertrain.
Complaints of the Cayenne GTS really boil down to minor gripes, like its short 3-year warranty, the lack of cap price servicing, and the huge price jump on its predecessor. But as far as doing what it claims, this is a major nod for Porsche's sporty SUV.
The takeaway feature here is that the Porsche Cayenne GTS is worthy of the Gran Turismo Sport badge. As we've seen, it'll happily totter about as a family SUV, yet it really finds itself on a twisting piece of road. It does things that an SUV really shouldn't be able to do.